Hello, it is Monday and I've just filmed my wrap up because I'm not going to get any more books read today, so I thought I might as well just get my wrap up done. This isn't even all of them, this is just the physical ones I read. So November was a better month than October, but this is also the first time I've used my ring light to film like an actual like sit down video, because usually my sit down videos get filmed during the day, but I was working during the day today, and also I was reading during the day today, in between working, that is. So yeah. So a Christmas present for my friend Ellen come today, and I actually bought myself one of the same. And I am going to show you now. However, if you do see this clip, then it means that hers got to her in time. But if you don't, then you're not seeing this clip, because I might have to cut it out if her one doesn't get to her before this has to go live, because she watches these and I don't want her to see her present before it arrives to her. But if you know of John Oliver and Adam Driver, you will understand this mug completely. And now I own one. And I have hot chocolate and I'm happy. But it's going to be very hot, so I'm not even going to attempt to drink a little bit now because I will burn myself. But yeah, step on my throat, Adam Driver, you rudely large man. So yeah, that's my mug. I got her the standard size mug. I've got the bigger mug. I did ask her, right, I did say to her, like, right, I'm getting you a mug for Christmas. Do you want the standard size or do you want a bigger one? And she said standard. So I was like, cool, I'm getting myself the big one. But I can't believe tomorrow is the 1st of December. Like, that is insane. Where did November go? I mean, to be fair, where did this whole year go? But still. But yeah, so I'm basically done with Christmas presents now. My only reading update for you today is that I read the entirety of Jungle Drop by Abby Elphinstone, which was my pick for Believathon for a book with a colourful cast of characters, which was the chain prompt, I believe. So that is basically me wrapping up my Believathon. I'm not going to get any more books read today, and it is the last day of November. So out of the 13 Believathon prompts, I completed 10 of them, which, you know, not gonna complain about, like, pretty good. So obviously now I'm gonna get ready for my December TBR, which shouldn't have existed, but here we are. Obviously me, Jazz and Kelly are still reading Will of Ascension. We are like 549 pages in. We're not reading today. I'm having a catch-up day. And then we'll get back into that tomorrow. But I think we've only got like 4 days left of reading. Whether we do the next 4 days or have breaks is another matter. We will see how it goes. But I'm ready for my month of buddy readings. Once we have finished this, we will be buddy reading A Sky Beyond the Storm, which is the final book in the Ember and the Ashes series, and I am not ready, but I'm also very excited. Very conflicting feelings about that book, but yay, and then that's a series done, and yeah, very excited. Yeah, just thought I would come in, open up the vlog, since as I'm actually wearing makeup. So I will catch up with you tomorrow and possibly have some reading updates for you.
It is time. It's awkward figures 100. Oh, I give up. Yes. And then we have this tree, which is very old and battered. I think it's like over 20 years old. But each day we have a little decoration to put on. There we go.
Hello, it is Wednesday. So remember how last week I was like, oh, Bake Off's finished now, so I'll actually give you updates on a Tuesday. Clearly that didn't happen this week. But the only update I really had for yesterday was that my pages of The Well of Ascension made me cry, made me happy, and that was it. And then me, my mum and my sister were supposed to start our buddy read for Percy Jackson and the Last Olympian yesterday. My sister did it, me and my mum did not. I have now read yesterday and today's pages, so I am 100 pages in. Again, I have already cried. Like, this book is going to ruin me. I already know it. However, I love Mrs. O'Leary. Like, if you've read books 4 and 5, you'll know who Mrs. O'Leary is. I love her. But yeah, so loving this, and I am looking forward to seeing where it goes, because I feel like I know essentially what's gonna happen, because it's Percy Jackson. Everyone knows, like, the world is not spoiler free. However, I'm intrigued to see how it's gonna get to that point, but I have not read any of The Well of Ascension today. I think we're having a break today from reading it. It is very cold, so I got my Disney Christmas blanket, and this jumper is probably one of my favourites. So look, it's all cute, it's silver and everything, but now it's green with white snowflakes. This is literally last year when I was in the office at work, a whole year ago. I wore this quite a few times, and every single time I wore it, everyone, like, when people would be like, oh, that's a really cute jumper, I'd be like, yeah. But now it's even cuter. Like, I would randomly just start like touching myself up to show off the jumper. Also, yesterday I got a bit of mail, which I got very excited for, because I pre-ordered this back in, I think it was it July? I'm gonna get it and show you it. My vinyl of Folklore came, and I got the best one. I'm just going to show you the colour of this. I got the green one. Of course I got the green one. Green's my favourite colour. But I'm very excited to listen to it. I might listen to it tomorrow, you know. I might put it on while I'm working, along with the McFly vinyl, because I still have not listened to that. I mean, I've listened to the album, I just haven't played the vinyl yet. I have decided I am not going to do a November book haul, purely because I only acquired 3 new books in November. So instead, I am going to roll those over and just do them with my December haul, because December might be a big one, and that's not even including what I'm probably going to get for Christmas. So yeah, that's gonna be interesting. So I wanted to give a little shout out to Helen. You can find her channel over at Helen's Book Haven. I'll leave the link in the description box below. So yesterday she did, she's doing Vlogmas, and yesterday she posted her first video of Vlogmas, and it was the gratitude tag, and you basically name like booktubers based on the prompts. Would you say they're prompts? I'm going to call them prompts. And she chose for me for one of them, and it wasn't so much that she chose me for one of them, like, that was already really sweet, but it was the fact of what she said was so sweet, and it actually like choked me up a little bit. She's so lovely, and just wanted to give a little shout out and for you to go follow her, because she's so lovely, and she's doing Vlogmas, and today's video she did her 10 favourite Christmas movies, and yeah, she's just so lovely, and you should definitely go check her out. And yeah, it really made my day yesterday watching that video, so thank you, Helen. But right, so my plan for the rest of the evening, I am tired, but let's be real, I ain't gonna get to sleep. I have figured out my new sleeping pattern is horrendous, so no matter what time I get into bed and no matter how tired I am, I won't fall asleep until like between midnight and 2-3 o'clock. However, even if I do fall asleep fairly early, it's like broken sleep, and I'm constantly waking up, falling back asleep, waking up, falling back asleep, and it feels like I've had no sleep. I only sleep well between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. Now, I usually get up at 6:30 because I start work at 9, but I like to get up at 6:30 because, well, it began with I didn't want to break the routine because I didn't expect to be working from home for this long, and I used to have to get up at 6:30, so I had enough time to, you know, like eat breakfast, shower, get ready, and get to the office for 9. Whereas now I can literally just roll out of bed and sit at my desk and I'm there. That's it. However, and it started out I wanted to keep the routine because I didn't expect it to go on for this long. And then I got into the habit of doing it, so I thought, oh, it's fine, I can get stuff done in the morning, like I can read a bit, or I can do some like stuff around the house, or I can do like YouTube or blog stuff. But the last few weeks where I've been really struggling, I was like, do you know what, I'm going to start getting up a bit later. So I'm now going to get up between 7:30 and 8, depending on when my body wakes me up. But I've like set an alarm for 8 as like my latest. Like if I don't wake up before then, it's gonna wake me up. Because honestly, if I'm only sleeping properly between 4 and 8, I'll take all the sleep I can get. Like, it's ridiculous. I don't know what's happening. It's not my caffeine intake, because I'm literally only having 1 coffee a day, which is in the morning with my breakfast, like basically when I wake up. And then tea wise, if I have tea during the day, 9 times out of 10, it is a caffeine-free one. So it is not my caffeine intake. So I don't know. But yeah, and because of the lack of sleep and the stress and everything, so obviously this cold sore's basically healed now. But then I've got a sore there, a sore here, like they're just all over. And I'm just like, can the stress stop, please? I think I am like run down from the lack of sleep, but I'm off work next week, so hopefully I can like chill. But I have got stuff I want to get done next week, but it's fun stuff, so like wrapping the Christmas presents. But anyway, enough of that. I am not gonna even bother trying to sleep anytime soon because it's not gonna happen. So I'm gonna start another book, and Ellen will be happy with this. I'm starting The Knife of Never Letting Go. So I'm finally, after 3 years of owning this book, going to read this. Not even 3 years. This edition was published in 2018, so it's 2 years. I think it's nearly 3 years. I vaguely remember posting a picture of this and 2 other books, or 3 other books that I got on the 2 for £7 offer on my Instagram. And it was like April 2018 or March 2018. So I actually looked back. It was easier to look back on Facebook than Instagram. These were the 4 books I got. 30th of March 2018. So I've had these books for almost 3 years, and I have read all of them apart from The Knife of Never Letting Go. So that's about to change. Don't know how it's going to go. I've read 1 Patrick Ness book, and that was Burn. Wasn't a massive fan of it. But I have high hopes for this because of Ellen. So if I don't like it, it's her fault. So I did get into my pyjamas, and I did manage to read a little bit. I have read the first 67 pages, and I'm intrigued. However, it's really bugging me that the way it's written, for like how the main character speaks, like yeah, I can't explain it. But I'm not like the biggest fan of it, but oh well. It's not affecting my enjoyment too much of the book, so that's good. But I am looking forward to seeing where this goes, because after seeing the trailer, I'm very, very intrigued about the whole thing. So yeah, I'm not going to read any more tonight because I have yawned like 5 times in this tiny little clip. So shall we see if I can actually get to sleep before midnight? Won't happen. It won't happen, but we can hope. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna hopefully read more of this tomorrow, but I'm not sure because I think I'll have more pages of Well of Ascension to read tomorrow. So I'm not sure if I'll have time to read some of this as well. But we will see, and I'll update you tomorrow on that. It is Thursday, so it's quite late. I have been reading along with Molly and Jade's reading sprints on Molly's channel, but Jade has had to go, so Emma has now joined. But I read a little bit of Knife of Never Letting Go, so I'm 114 pages in now. Still very intrigued. However, I would have carried on reading this. However, I did not realise that Jazz and Kelly had actually read yesterday's pages and today's pages, so I'm now 2 days behind. So I was catching up on Well of Ascension. I have now read yesterday's pages, but I still need to read today's, so I'm going to try and do that now, and then finish it tomorrow. If I can get today's pages done, then I only have like 50 pages left tomorrow, which I can easily do. And tomorrow is the start of the mini Polathon weekend, which is hosted by Jade at JD Rereads. So tomorrow evening I'm hoping to start Frost Heart, but I'm hoping to read this on my lunch break tomorrow and then read Frost Heart in the evening. So yes, that is my plan, but I'm going to read today's pages, which is 50 pages, and hopefully finish it very soon and then go to bed because I'm tired, but I don't want to stop reading this because it's good. But yeah, so I'm going to read a little bit more of this now. So it's gone midnight, and I did just finish the pages I had to read for yesterday, technically. As you can tell, I've cried quite a lot. This book is killing me. I'm so sad right now. I don't know how the rest of this book's gonna go, and I don't know how the third book's gonna go, but I don't think I am mentally prepared for tomorrow's pages. I don't know what else to say. I am very tired. Did not think I would get through those pages, but the crying kept me awake. But now I'm sleepy now that I've finished those pages. So I'm going to head to bed now and finish that tomorrow. It's now technically Friday, which means it is the start of Polathon. I really wished I could have started reading Frost Heart 2 like at midnight, but it wasn't going to happen, far too tired. So I'm going to start reading that later when I'm a bit more awake and maybe fueled by coffee. But yeah, gonna head to bed and cry myself to sleep over those pages of the Well of Ascension. Hello, it is Friday. It's Friday. I am particularly happy about this Friday because I have the entirety of next week off work, so you might actually get some updates in the mornings. Maybe. But this morning my heart was a little bit ripped out, a little bit because I finished The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson and it broke me. Actually broke me. So I started reading the last lot of pages on my lunch, no, before work, and then I finished it on my lunch break, and absolute mess, like proper ugly crying. It was emotional, and I have a theory. It was not confirmed in this book, but I'm excited to read the third book to see if I'm right, because honestly, if I am right about this, I'm gonna be so smug, like, because I never figure things out, and I feel like this isn't something that people would necessarily figure out. I don't think, anyway. I don't know, but I mean, don't know if I'm gonna be right yet. But yeah, loved it. 5 stars. 5 stars, yeah. And Jade is, because obviously it's the start of Mini Polathon weekend, Jade is doing a live reading sprint thing, and it's currently 22:53 and she started them at 1300. So it's been going for a long time. It's been going for nearly 10 hours. I didn't join until about 7, I think it was. But in those, like in that time since 7, I have read this much of Frostheart 2. I only have this much left. So I think I can get this read before I go to sleep. I have just over 150 pages. So my aim is to finish Frostheart 2 tonight. So yeah, that's my plan. And yeah, I'm really excited about this week. An update on my LitJoy October box. Contacted them yesterday because it had been 35 days stuck at Langley, so I was like, right, they said if it hasn't moved by the 3rd of December, email. So I checked yesterday morning, was still showing, so I emailed them. It moved. It finally moved. And then customs charge. I've waited all this time for it and I get a customs charge. So annoying. But yeah, so I should get that box Monday. It's currently at my local depot. I've paid the customs charge and it will be delivered next working day, which is Monday. So better be. Did get my Illuma Create November box today, so I'll be filming the unboxing for that probably tomorrow. But this is gonna be a self-care and polar fantasy weekend. So obviously I've got Frostheart 2. I also want to try and read Winterwood this weekend. Whether it happens, like whether I manage to get the whole book read will be another thing, because I do want to do some of the self-care aspect of the weekend too. So, you know, but I have actually decided, because obviously the Mini Polathon weekend runs from today, Friday, all the way through to Sunday. This week's vlog will be going through to Sunday, and I'll wrap it up on Sunday instead of Saturday. So you'll get an extra day this week out of me. So it might be up a little bit late on Monday, but we'll see, we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to stop babbling because they are probably going to start doing another sprint pretty soon. So yeah. So it is like, it's 1:30 AM. I just finished Frostheart 2. I actually have no words because I just want to cry. Oh wow, today has been a good day for books making me cry. But first book of Mini Polathon done. Yay. Gotta go to sleep now. I'll catch up with you technically later today. Technically. It is Saturday and I am wearing my Kylo Ren Christmas jumper. And as it is day 2 of Mini Polathon, I am about to start my second book, which is All Winterwood. pies are in the oven. It is my first batch of the year and I'm very excited. And now while they're in for 20 minutes-ish, and then I check, I am going to clean up the area that I have been using. So yeah. Hello. So, it's a lot later. It is gone 11, but I have just finished Winterwood by Shea Earnshaw. Now, this book was almost a 3-star. There was a part and I was like, this makes no sense. Why is this happening? And then, as it got to the end, I was like, no, this needs to be a 4-star. It was really good and I really enjoyed it. Shea Earnshaw has a way of writing and it's just so beautiful. And I just absolutely love her books. I loved The Wicked Deep and I love Winterwood. And I'll probably love whatever else she brings out. So yeah, second book for Mini Polathon, and it is only Saturday. However, now I have a dilemma, which you won't be able to help me with because it will be like not Saturday. So I don't know what to read now because I only picked 2 books for Polathon because I didn't think I would get through more than 2 books. So now my issue is, what do I read? And I don't want to read anything too big because I've only got a day left and I have got other stuff I need to do tomorrow. Like, I genuinely don't know. This is the dilemma I'm having. I'm gonna have a think and I'll get back to you. So it's Sunday and you can tell I'm used to not vlogging on a Sunday because I have completely forgotten up until now, and it is 7:30 p.m. Oops. Also, I realised I did not show you what the finished mince pies looked like. Let's hold them while I show you. So the recipe I use is supposed to make 12, but I can get 24 out of it and still have some pastry left over. So I made 12 that have the star on and 12 that have the Christmas tree. And it's weird. I make multiple batches of mince pies every single Christmas because everyone I know loves them, or majority of the people I know love them. And obviously usually I make a lot more. Usually I've made like 5 batches by this point because I've taken them into work. That hasn't happened this year because I've been working from home since March. So this is the first batch I've made, and guaranteed every single year the first batch I make, it's nice, but it's not my usual standard, and I don't know why. Do not know why, but they are still nice. They're still very nice. And also, can we appreciate my plates? So these are the little plates, and then the big plates have a design on the actual main part of the plate, and there's also bowls. I got them from Asda. I can't remember if I showed them off in my vlog back then, but I got them like, was it September? I think it was September. But I also forgot to let you know last night what book I was going to choose as my 3rd Polathon read. So I was looking at my bookshelves and I was like racking my brains trying to figure out if I had any shorter polar fantasy books, because I've got quite a few, some of which would be rereads, but they're bigger books and I want to try and save them for the week-long Polathon in February. So I was like, oh, I don't know. Then I remembered I have ebooks. So my ebook choices were Tinsel or The Miracle on Ebenezer Street. So I went with The Miracle on Ebenezer Street. And a little after midnight, Jade's live stream is still going. And I joined in on one sprint of that and managed to read 21% of the book. So quite impressed with that. And Jade and Molly are going to be doing a live stream for reading, like live reading sprints in just under half an hour on Molly's channel. So I'll be joining in on those and hopefully finishing Miracle on Ebenezer Street tonight, because I'd really like to finish the weekend having read 3 books, especially since as I only planned to read 2. It would be quite nice to get a 3rd one in. So fingers crossed. But I am going to eat my mince pies because and yeah, it's a lot later. However, I did finish Miracle on Ebenezer Street by Catherine Doyle. I finished it at like 10 p.m. It's now almost 1 a.m. but I gave it a 4-star. I wanted to give it a 5-star, but something was just holding me back from it. But it was just so lovely. It made me cry a lot, but then again, it's like a Christmas Carol retelling, and I've never read the Christmas Carol book, but I've seen many different adaptations of the movie, Muppet Christmas Carol being the best one. I will not take any arguments on that. Yeah, it made me cry a lot, and it was just so lovely and wholesome, and it was a really interesting take on the Christmas Carol story, because obviously with the Christmas Carol, Ebenezer is the one who gets visited by, you know, the 3 ghosts, whereas this was more the Scrooge, like Hugo. It was his son that wanted to bring back Christmas because something had happened, to make his dad basically just be like, Christmas is not happening in this house, you cannot be festive, it's for your own good. And it was just really lovely seeing it from a different point of view and seeing like a retelling essentially. And I thought it was really it was a really nice touch with the whole Ebenezer Street. And there was also was it a road or a lane or something to do with Cratchit Close? I can't remember it, but there was like something Cratchit, which was again a lovely touch. And yeah, it was just such a lovely wholesome book. And then obviously, because the reading sprints have like been going on still from then, I have been reading The Knife of Never Letting Go, and I'm now like halfway through, and I am speeding through this. Like, I don't want to put this down, and I wasn't sure if I would like this, but so I've only got book 1, but I'm thinking I'm going to put book 2 and 3 on my wish list now, because I definitely am going to want to read the rest of the series. I have no idea where it's going and I'm very confused, but I want to know what's happening and what the hell is going on with Prentisstown. So yeah. However, I am tired, so I am gonna wrap up this vlog now because it's technically Monday. I probably won't sleep anytime soon, but we're gonna try. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy this vlog. There's been lots of Christmassy content this week with the whole bacon mince pies and everything, so I hope you enjoyed this week's vlog. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye.